And because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only station.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
You don't see that actually it's a vicious political attempt by Bouaka to undercut Kofa. Bouaka was in the Senate when Kofa was conferring as Minister of State. That today he know Kofa, that's the that today Bouaka know Kofa, that's the Don't you see that this is political and not legal? And see these people just sitting down, asking to pick up their casket, put it on their head, and go to the Capitol building and tell Bouaka they control that for your one.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going live from the NPS compound. And from the NPS compound, you have 45 of these buses. These buses were donated from India through the negotiation of President George Manneh. We are great men walking, bound to succeed. Dr. Bill Traore, the National Director, helped also to make sure that these buses were procured properly and are leaving the Freeport. As you watch, you will find out that 45 of these buses will be leaving the compounds of the Freeport, and they will be relieving stress in transportation stress in the country. Christmas gifts are on the way. Transportation has been put on a little bit relief in the country. 45 of these buses are coming out of the compounds of National Port Authority. I know some of you are very angry for whatever reason you are angry, but today, please be calm. But from the compounds of National Port Authority, 45 of these buses are marching out.
We do not intend to be a disruptive opposition, but I will squarely lie in the hands of the ruling Unity Party. We do not intend to be a disruptive opposition, but that lies in the hands of the ruling Unity Party, because we are all aware that the victory of the Unity Party is within the margin of error. It is within the margin of error, so while we do agree that they have a legal mandate, they do not necessarily have a popular mandate. So we'll be calling on them to govern themselves in line with the Constitution of Liberia.
Embarrassment like you. Are you a reconciler? When are you going to put this country together? When? Joseph Bouaka is a dangerous person. Joseph Bouaka is a dangerous person. Now I join the Lebrimpo to tell Ellen Sari. We know you are good to Joseph Bouaka, but Joseph Bouaka is just another ingrate that don't appreciate good. Or somebody do good for them. Joseph Bouaka, the shame will come to you. So they say you're reconciled, you were 40 years. What did you learn? Making an appointment. You take over crop from Joseph Ministry. You can't do Lewa Ministry. Joseph Bouaka, you confused? What are you confused at there? And we're trying to investigate you. My source is telling me that you're telling Jeremiah to find money to pay you out so you can say you incapacitated. According to my source, Joseph Bouaka trying to strike deal with Jeremiah to get him money so he can say he incapacitated so he can leave the country with Jeremiah. And the deal Joseph Bouaka wants to cross with Jeremiah.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
The President Joseph Bouaka wants to turn the state into a police republic where people will not be allowed to freely express themselves. We want to say to the President of the Republic of Liberia, the Constitution of this republic has given us the right and has guaranteed us, and every Liberian citizen, it has given us the right to assemble whenever there are issues. When the happiness of the Liberian people comes in conflict with whatsoever decision, it is a responsibility of the Liberian people under Article 7 of the Liberian Constitution to gather peacefully to seek redress. And so we were operating in the bailiwick of the Constitution of the Republic. And as we're very peaceful, We saw the action on the part of the police, that unnecessary action on the part of the police, barricade the entrances embedded in the university campus and chase our militants. But we are here and want to send out this message to the president. Inasmuch we are aware of the too many blunders, the too many missteps and mistakes coming from the executive mansion, we want to say to you, Mr. President, you must take serious the issue that is at bay at the University of Liberia.
My initial thinking was to go the South African way, truce and reconciliation. But again, in an area where there have been conflict, the people who bear the greatest responsibility must acknowledge the fact that they bear it, and they should be able to repent and bring about peace. If they don't, impunity is not a way to go. We need to reconcile this country. And if people are willing to reconcile the country and be able to make up for their wrongdoings, I think this country will move further. So we believe that people should first admit that what they did was wrong, and they should be willing to acknowledge the fact that they bear it, and they should be able to repent and bring about peace. If they don't, impunity is not a way to go. We need to reconcile this country. And if people are willing to reconcile the country and be able to make up for their wrongdoings, I think this country will move further.
I did not choose the acting chief of protocol as my NC. I did not. I envisioned on the stage as NPC a Liberian who would make us proud, who would be able to pronounce, who would be able to recognize African leaders, give them the right title and perspective. And I wrote as the head of the inaugural committee to Kwame Clement.
You want to know exactly about the transportation committee, you want to know about the venue committee, you need to get the entire document and see how the committees were set up. I didn't set up committees. The money that belonged to committees were sent out to the various committees. GSA comes in for transportation and fuel.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Casting from Front Street, adjacently Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. We got the issues to talk about this afternoon. So very kindly again that he joined us for the show Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5. We talk it real, without compromise, without bias, all intended to get Liberia better. But before we get started, let's acknowledge those of you who have come on the show. Otaka, Kahu, you've come on. You are following from the United States of America, Maryland. Thank you so very kindly that you joined us this afternoon. Hope that you are faring well. Moses Royer, you didn't say from where you are following, but it's good to have you on. Marcos Gede, you are following from Sophie Community, Parkot, Ya, Congo Town. Good afternoon to you. Augusta, that's Augustine KB, and you are following from Bushro Island. Otis Barkley, you've come on, but you didn't say, but it's good to have you on. That is the most important thing. CDC Pape, Success Keita, thank you so much for coming on. You are there in Dupont Row. Cyrus Day, your last name is spelled D-A-Y-E. Thank you for coming on. And Malitsin K. Yadolo, you've come on. You did not say from where you're following. Eugene Jobo, you've come on. Thank you so much for connecting. My dear brother, Eugene Jobo, hope that you are faring well this afternoon. Gabriel Mann, you've come on from Broadville. You're following from your resident. Thank you ever so much. You said we are back. Yes, certainly. Thank you ever so much for the support. I appreciate everything you and the other guys will do. That's what brothers are for. Hope that you guys are faring well there in Broadville. Ben G. Alfonso Carr, you've come on from Bassa. Is it Grand Bassa or a Bassa community? Yeah. Vinicius Junior Bar, you are watching, you said from New Crew Town. Good afternoon to you. David Jackson, you've come on. You didn't say, but it's good that you're on. Armstrong A. Clinton, you've come on from Grand Bassa. Mofley, yeah, it's Mofley, M-O-F-L-E-Y. Mofley Cisse, you are following from your end. And Hampton S. Gray, you've come on from Dupont Road. Samuel Knight II, you say hi. And Honorable Thomas and Sabo, you've come on from Johnsonville. Andrew Nan, you are following from Waterside Community. Good. Condensed area. Very congested. Hope you are running your business. Who else? Nathan S.T. That's Fencia. You've come on. You say hi, Mr. Andrews. Hi to you. Ben G. Alfonso Carr. Grand Bassa. Compound 3. And Abu A. Kaba, you are following from Marshall City. Thank you ever so much for coming on, all of you. I appreciate. Jackson Pony Jr. of Iron Factory, Block C community. You've come on. Thank you ever so much for coming on, Jackson Pony. Rufus Divine Brooks, Liberian broadcast journalist. You also joined the show. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate all of you this afternoon. My dear Southeastern sister, Dwight, you've come on from Minnesota, the United States of America. Good to have you on. Kevin Yanibo, you've on from St. Paul Bridge. That's Pangpa, you've come, Pangpa Massacre, you've come on from Bernard Farm. Okay, we will acknowledge you as you've come on. Time is of the essence. We've got the issues to talk about, too many things unfolding in this place called Liberia, the village called Liberia. Just so you know, the cash money giveaway will come on this week. We're trying to get everything sorted out, and then we'll get started. But continue to play on the various shows on Kings FM 88.5. That's the easiest, fastest, simplest way to get money. Right now, the economy is hard. Not only is it hard, it's bad off. So you need money. The cash money giveaway is the fastest, shortest, easiest way to get money. The economy is right before you. You can make that decision. Just whatever the amount you play and you win. So let's get started with the issues we've got to talk about, and then we are out. Where do we start? Well, no better place to start than the love of money. I think that's where we should start, the love of money. I guess you're wondering, what institution or individual is he referring to as the love of money? Well, this is my description. Henceforth, I will not call the guides or the legislature, but rather the love for money. That place, I'm convinced now, it is squarely and purely and entirely a money-making place, business as usual. This expression, the love of money, just dropped in my spirit, man, when coupled with other things that they have been doing, and then the most recent, the coup to get the speaker out, is just dropped in my spirit while working, doing absolutely nothing, but it just got in the love of money in the legislature. That's how I think they are, and it is the best description I can give them, and that description suits them. The only legislature in the world, and you find it in Liberia, nothing they do, nothing they strive for, nothing they gamble for, nothing they fight each other for, nothing that they engage in sinister schemes for than money. Money. Only money. The only legislature in the world, and the only legislature that is far behind in everything legislative work, Liberia's legislature, the love of money. All right. So let's put the speaker's situation into context. The commentaries, the analysis have all come up very good. Everybody taking it from different angles as they see it and put the pieces together. But what I want to do this afternoon is to bring out that piece in the jigsaw. Now, what you find, what is before us, in my opinion, this is my candid opinion, a diversionary tactic. They noise all over the place that the speaker is calling for audit of the legislature. One group, quote unquote, doesn't want audit, or they want audit and the speaker doesn't want to, whichever way. In my opinion, the legislature or the love for money is not solely because of audit. No. People, you open your eyes. You read the lips of the politicians, the most desperate people in the world, the politicians. Read their lips, look at their gesture. Try to figure out when they assemble for meetings, when you and I sleeping, the telephone calls here and there. The audit, quote unquote, auditing the legislature, who wants audit, who doesn't want audit, who is protecting several companies and institutions as they claim they brought against the speaker, in my opinion, is a cover-up. The main issue, in my opinion, that surrounds, but it is not manifest yet, the speaker's removal, or, purported remover, attempted remover, the yellow machines. You will say, oh, it's off. The executive has got absolutely nothing to do with it. Again, they have thrown that away because the source is not known. Gentleman agreement. That is not true. That is not true. That yellow machine is still alive. It is not dead. It hasn't been buried. The game plan is, oh, look, the legislature had been very tough, or the love of money had been very tough, very resistive, raising too many concerns here and there about that yellow machine. Hence, we don't have a formal plan now to move to that legislature to convince it for a smooth allocation or passage. So we need a plan. The plan is JNB needs it at all costs. Yeah, what you need to know. Take it in USA, Sam Andrew say, stick this in your head and thank me tomorrow. Nothing with the executive branch dies. Everything the executive branch wants in this country happens because the love of money is always at the feet of the executive to receive money. So any and everything the executive wants, it happens. There hasn't been a president in this country that have had tough time with the love of money. No, they have always had a smooth ride. Why? Because every president that ascends to the presidency of Liberia knows that the love of money will come begging for money. So they use the love of money as remote control. So that yellow machine hasn't died. It's still alive. The game plan is we need to get that yellow machine. It has to go through whatever the process. But there's an obstacle here. The obstacle is Mr. Kofa and some other people and XYZ. All of us know how when that news came up, when Mama Kability went showcasing, and then they went to a cabinet retreat, it was the main topic at the cabinet retreat. Beyond that, senators or CDC, that CDC, but Unity Party senators and representatives, they were spreading it on their Facebook pages. Some of them even got on radio stations to give justifiable reasons with all regret that the yellow machines were coming. And one of the guys, the tip is here, not bragging about myself, but I follow politicians, I record them. I will play that with time. One of the guys said, even if it takes the next 50 years, that yellow machine will arrive. JMB, road and agriculture agenda must be achieved. So that whole thing, audit, fanatical, anyway, that is a lie. It is not solely audit. In fact, audit is as simple as any other thing. Audit is nothing difficult. If you think that the man has several conflicts of interest, there are too many remedies by which you can get that sorted out. You can call for his office to be audited, as well as the deputy speaker and anybody over there. Audit is not centered principally and primarily on one person. You can audit any one of the committees over there. So you look at what it makes sense. You're accusing the man and say because he wants to order the house or he doesn't want to order the house, so that's the reason we want to move in. Secondly, he got multiple interests. He lawyer for this, he lawyer for that. That resolution they read with all of those things they lay out, my people, that those things are blatant lie, not substantive at all. He said the man is protecting FPRC interests. He providing legal counsel. FPRC right here. You know what is called prima facie evidence? Meaning when you present it, people convinced and say that's true. So you present documentary prima facie evidence. Take it from FPRC and let FPRC tell you, yes, these are the documents and these are the monies we pay for as consultancy fees. If you say the man is providing legal services for Developmental is rare. They are not in utopia. You call Developmental, you put all of those documents together and you insert them in your resolution and you present them to the people and let the people see and read and digest for themselves. But to just say that he representing this, he representing that, conflict of interest, therefore we must move him. No, it's a complete unsubstantiated shenanigan. I mean, you don't get a case against the person. You're just looking for something to hook on. You know exactly within your heart the real thing. But you won't bring it out because if you bring the real thing out, the public will go against and say, oh no, come on, it doesn't make sense. It is because of this. So they hold the real issue. Now, the game plan is, and I will talk about the speaker's stupor. Speaker Kofi got to stop traveling. The game plan was, let's get this man out. You know, Liberia is an interesting country. We never ever get anything work out the way we envision it. We always run into error and the error will expose us. Nothing in terms of proper planning or mercenary planning like you see in other countries work in this country. You know why? Because the gullibility is so rife, so high. And once anything involves money, there is every likelihood we will be exposed. So the game plan is, okay, this man is going to the United States. The speaker is going to the United States all over the place. He will be addressing Ajah. From there, he will go to this place. He will go to the other state, meet Liberians. So why there? Because all the time the speaker was planning his trip. Remember, Yeke raised that issue before the speaker left. That's why I said I would talk about his stupor. Stupor means insensitivity. You got to keep your ears to the ground if you are a leader. Don't be too superficial and excited because you have everything around you. So he left. You will never oust a person when the person is on the ground. You only oust a person when the person is out. That means you can solidify your workings, your plan. So he's out of the country in the United States. From there, the plan was, okay, Mr. President, please call him, let him go and be with you there on the basis that XYZ. Mr. Speaker, too, after Yeke raised the alarm, okay, he goes to America, but you don't want to take that for granted now. So you keep it on. Don't put it off. Then the president calls and says he should get on that side with him to do XYZ. No second thought. He left. What happened? All that he was doing, leaving the country, going to the other, the guys were carrying out the plan. So the plan is to get him out and then install a unity party speaker who now will fertilize the soil that it will be very uneasy, unhindered for that yellow machine resuscitation. Part of the plan, we can just get this man out like that. Let us begin to weaken him. That's how people walk around the world. That's how they do. They wouldn't go to the leader straight. Even Satan doesn't go to the head immediately. He doesn't go straight because the plan will be exposed in no time. He wouldn't achieve his goal. So people with sinister motive, like what they design against the speaker, you always move close to the person. There's always, you people have watched the show, all of us, Enemy Within. That is a truth. Even the witchcraft does not go outside to use an outsider to get a person whom he or she wants to get. The witchcraft or the witch will get somebody in the family to accomplish the aim. And not just anybody, but somebody who is very close to that person, knows almost everything about that person. That's how it works. So they couldn't have gone to any other person but his deputy, Thomas Fowler. Now, you have the use Thomas Fowler. Know this. Leadership is not about obsession for the next person. Leadership is about independence based on your TOR. I am not surprised when that whole issue came out. Thomas Fowler was in front and he was being portrayed like Judas Iscariot. And truly, he portrayed the attitude of Judas Iscariot. No, it wasn't a surprise. Here is it. A couple of months ago, we were at CDC headquarters. Oh, I think it was something like just a reunion, not a major thing. So the former president was expected. It was news that he was going dead, but he didn't show up. He wasn't in the country then. Besides him and the former vice president, all of the rest were there. Senator McGill, Thomas Fowler, Jefferson Koji, all of those guys, all CDC people, or majority of the hierarchies were there. Even Yeke Koluba went there. Yeah, is it? I started to notice, and I started to tell from where we were sitting, something is happening. And even some people started noticing it. He took the mic. He was the second to the last to talk. He took the mic and he said a lot more about, the people say are kinsmen and are doing the president, are rolling, all kinds of things he's talking, ranting. When he got through, Jefferson Koji, the Secretary General of CDC, took the mic and counter or went against what he said. And then you could sense the murmuring. People started to sense, but what is happening with CDC? What happening? Jefferson Koji and Thomas Fowler. Is there any way that the two local county people, they know what they're on? We left that. 2 days after, all of you are aware of the Internal Affairs Ministry situation. What did Fowler say? Fowler said he and the president from the same county. Moreover, it is the tradition when the president calls you, you can refuse by their culture and a lot more, which is it's not bad, it's not wrong. But except that you are vulnerable, then they will. But if you aren't vulnerable and you have no intent whatsoever, you will stand your ground. But they use that, every leader uses that when he or she wants to get something accomplished, and the person whom he wants to get at is stiff-necked. So you ask yourself now, why the whole scenario did not start with any other representative but Thomas Fowler? You ask yourself, why? Why the barrage of accusations and blasting and vilifications against Thomas Fowler? Because he was the person the executive felt that we could use to weaken Mr. Speaker. Then came, they reported, supposedly, 25,000 United States dollars. Now, I'm told that the block of the Speaker, Fonati Kofa, they presented their monetary evidence today to the country's Anti-Corruption Commission, the LACC. So, when we get this man to execute the plan, to get the plan off the ground, this man will be weakened. And that's what you saw. So, assume that the plan worked out. Who you think they will put there? See, Unity Party Speaker, and no other person but Richard Coon. Assume that they are successful in removing the Speaker, Fonati Kofa, and an election took place. They elect a Unity Party Speaker. Two things going to happen that I will talk about the next one. The latter is losing balance of power. Right now, there is balance of power. And let me say to you guys who are CDC representatives, listen, the ruling establishment sees you people as gullible individuals, as morning greeds, as people they can toast to and fro. They see you people as representatives that came on by mistake. They see you people as people who have never earned or seen 5,000 United States dollars, least to say 10,000 or 15,000. You have to back off. It's not about audit. Don't see it that way. There is always a hidden agenda in any and everything. I am not convinced that it's about audit. I am 100% convinced it's about finding a way to get the yellow machines into the country, because if it is not possible to get the yellow machines into the country formally, President Joseph Yoman Boakai wrote an agriculture agenda, a fiasco. Finished, failed. It became a buffoon. Nothing. having those machines in the country with dry season looming, we've got just few days or weeks into a dry season, having those machines in the country, coming into the country. And I am told that the other ones that they brought, they stay around. It will boost his road and agriculture policy. So if it is audit, what the legislature, not the legislature, not the love of money, the executive got to do with it? You know why the executive is involved? And nobody can convince me that the executive hand is not in it. That is a blatant lie. If you ever believe that, the executive hand is in it. And it's all because of this yellow machine, the finding way to get the yellow machines into the country. This is a scheme. It's not so much about the audit. Take Fonati Kofa from there right now and put a Unity Party speaker there, even an independent speaker. What are you going to see? The water will be like river flowing. It will go smooth. Because as soon as those guys are successful in getting Fonati out, in a twinkling of an eye, you will hear that they have elected a Unity Party speaker. With that, you will never ever hear about audit of that house or no audit of that house. You will never hear. What now will resurface? Yellow machine negotiations. And the speaker, the Unity Party speaker, will never ever serve as obstacle. He will open the corridor for everything to be done for the president's road and agriculture agenda to be achieved. Assume also that the president succeeded from the onset in getting those machines into the country. You think we will be talking about Fonati Kofa's removal? No way. I bet you. Let's reverse the time. Let's ask God to help to reverse the time and see. You will never. The sole reason is Fonati Kofa, they see him as the obstacle in all of these. And you know what's going to happen with him? Because he doesn't want to lose that position. It will be a disgrace to him if he loses that position. So he was softening a little bit. Watch it over the days. Between today, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, watch it. He's not going to lose that position. I'm not convinced that they will take him out. He will stay on. But now he might likely become a puppet of a speaker because the executive will want it. And you hear the story changing. You will call back, you will call and say, and thank me. That's what is happening. President Bouaka will not be successful. It will affect the arrest agenda. What did President Bouaka say? What did he prioritize upon his ascendancy to the presidency? Road, agriculture, road. That's what he said all over the place, everywhere he went, throughout his campaign. Then came news of 100+ yellow machines, quote unquote, gentleman agreement. Why did he run to get yellow machines in no time? Because he prioritized roads, rehabilitation, construction of roads, opening farm to market roads, getting the economy on that side to start working in both urban and rural Liberia. So if it is not happening for him, if he's not getting that at all, what's the plan B? There is no plan B. Bouaka agenda on road, agriculture, a fiasco, failed. So the person whom, don't mind that thing, man. Hey, man, Speaker Kofa, you got to be sensitive. All of these guys who have ganged up against the speaker to remove him, it is not because of what they presented. And that is why the source of the quote unquote or supposedly 25,000 United States dollars will be known. It is to get him out, to get the puppet of a unity party speaker who will just allow everything and then pam. That's the game plan. That's the game plan. Simple as that. That information, that what I'm giving you is from within. Credible. You will see it. Let's take it hypothetically. That Fonati Kofa is off. Unity Party speaker is in. No talk of audit. You will not hear it. Everybody will go silent. The next thing, yellow machines discussion all over the place. You'll see going through what they will consider the right process now. We have audit. Audit is as simple. Audit is not, it's not a major thing to remove a person. As a matter of fact, everybody from the executive to the judiciary to the love of money, everybody in conflict of interest in this country. There are lawyers, there are representative lawyers, there are senator lawyers in that love of money who are running, who are serving as, how they can call it in law, you're representing people. And it should not be. You're on committee, statutory committee. You hear, and then you know one of the reasons why these guys do not go to work regularly. Some of them are lacking behind because they have other interests they have to attend to. They have other corporate interests. That's why God said in John 8:7, he who hasn't sinned, let him be the first to throw a stone. And then he said in Mark 7, if you think speck is in your brother's eye, you think that your brother is at fault, you need to chasten him for that. You must make sure that you do not have any. Who in that legislature is not involved in multiple conflict of interest? Who? The plan was to get rid of the speaker. That's all. Let it happen. Let's just take it hypothetically. It happened. The next news will be talking in this country, the yellow machines. That debate, that arrangement in die. That arrangement, it just went silent because of the way they rushed with it. They thought that there are mumuns in this country and mumun at that place called love of money. The resistance they saw, they say, okay, let's leave it as it is. Let's pause on it. But it ain't finished yet. We headed into dry season. Look at the roads in the city and other parts. So you think Bwaga wants to be sitting down and everything remains the same? Bwaga wants to prove a point. He prioritized road. So what is he going to use? You tell me, what is he going to use? So if the speaker is removed on the basis of audit, everything going to work out well? No. So that's the reason that, yeah, I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth. We've been following the politics of this country for long. And the people right to arm twist use that legislature because they have always presented themselves as gullible people. And then the latter, and then we'll move to something else. I said CDC lawmakers should not give in. Whatever may have happened, accept it that way, go back. Listen, you have the dialogues. You will think that you have legitimate position to remove the speaker, but you are setting your own trap that you will regret tomorrow. Because the legislature only using you guys as surrogates to accomplish their aim. Once the aim is accomplished, they finish with you. Before you can think on being rational or having a second thought, listen, You will be regretting why we took opposition speaker from there. Not only will you have lost the balance of power, but your essence is lost. Those of you who are CDC lawmakers, allow common sense to prevail. When you sit there, you join the other people who don't see your as anything, they're only using you to accomplish their aims, and you give in and you take an opposition speaker from there, a speaker who aligns with your CDC. You will only be in this country as history, but no voice. You will never have that voice, even going into 2029. If ever was the time for you guys to stand up as the majority in that House of Representatives and hold the executive feet to the fire and be resistive of certain things, maintaining the balance of power, now is the time. Don't allow small money to turn your eyes. As soon as 15,000, y'all will finish it. It will finish. Money can stay long. Money is not eternal. It will finish. Once the people accomplish their aim, they finish with y'all. They'll have no time again. You don't give in. It will be the dullest thing that will ever happen in this country by the opposition party. If you sit down and you lose the balance of power, CDC, opposition, you are dead. The ruling establishment will toss you guys to and fro. They will use you guys as people of no value, no substance, no worth. You will be in the House of Representatives or in that Senate. You people will be speechless, voiceless. You will only be there and people will give you all the accolades. Honorable, that all, but nothing. You will never get on that floor and do anything extraordinary. You will never be resistive of anything legislatively. Never. You guys will just be there now like empty drum. No voice, no sound. If ever was a time for you guys to hold together, now is the time. If ever was the time for you guys to make sure that you maintain that balance of power, now is the time. Who told you that the executive do not know? They know. But they think that they should have everything. Sit down there and you allow it to go and you'll see. So let me talk about the stupor. I said I will talk about the stupor. You're listening to Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5 for me, Sam Andrews. We are broadcasting from Front Street, adjacent RWHC. The cash morning giveaway, just so you know, will be on the show this week. Don't worry. As soon as everything is in place, it's on the show, Real Talk, so that you make real money. So the speaker now, the speaker stupor. Stupor means insensitivity, not conscious of your surrounding. In other words, vulnerable. You leave yourself vulnerable. The speaker got a sign. Just as God never works without a sign, he always gives sign. And everything on earth is about sign. You will see the indication. Yaka Koluba raise or give the sign. The speaker overlooked it. You know why? He was insensitive. So obsessed with running to America to go address AJA, Association of Liberian Journalists in America. Invalid testimony, in my opinion. The timing alone. The people play. It's just that, look, when something for you, yeah. But the people play work. But they weren't successful at all. Their plan can work, but it can be successful. That means you can work it out, but you can achieve. So he left, went to the States, and then with the president. Had the speaker, Councillor J. Fonanti Kofa, remained on the ground, I am 100% convinced what happened over the days was never ever going to happen. It's as simple to understand. Here is it. When the leader is on the ground, he's in an advantage position, a pole position to neutralize any potential conflict, threat, anything, whether against him or for whatever. Once the leader is on the ground, it's difficult for any plan to go as they will plan it. That is why when people want to achieve their goal, they make sure that the person is off. And you find that those of you who are Christians, like me, and read the Bible, you see that there is the divine side to it. They'll allow the person to go out, influence the person. You know why they do that? Because when the person is on the ground, it will just be difficult, if not impossible. Had Fonati Kofa, Speaker of the House of Representatives, stay on the ground, did not leave, those guys were never ever going to form that coup against him. It was never. The reason why they got the number that they claim to have gotten, because he wasn't on the ground. When the leader is not on the ground, the rest of the guys will try the best they can, but they can't go beyond their best. As you saw with Francis Foko and the rest of the guys, they could not go beyond. You can fight and fight and fight. You can say what you can say, but once the leader is not on the ground, the enemy as they encroach upon you, you will just be going back. But when the leader on the ground, the leader takes charge, he's in a pole position to neutralize. I am convinced, had Fonati remained on the ground, those guys would not have done what they did, would not have gone to the point. No, not at all. They would not have. The reason they did what they did confidently, because he wasn't on the ground and they waited, they were excited. They all were aware of his going, that he was going to be with the president for a day or two. That is why they hastened that kangaroo resolution and say, we have signed a resolution. The speaker is in conflict of interest. The speaker does not want to do this. The speaker is involved with this. The speaker, the hasting. Now, if the scheme is not sinister, you want to go through the normal legislative process to move the person, just as you went through, or they went through the normal legislative procedure to elect him and the deputy speaker. So if this whole thing was not a rush to get this man out, to elect Unity Party speaker, then the yellow machine issues come about, why will you now go through the normal procedure legislatively? Get in the building, allow the speaker to call, because legislative politics is all about numbers. If you claim that you have the number to ask the speaker or to remove the speaker, the legislature is all about numbers. It's all about majority and sometimes simple majority. Simple as that. You go through the process and he's removed. When you go through the process and everybody knows that the process and is satisfied, Fonati Kofa will not resist anything. Most respectfully, he will concede. And then he will stand down, paving way for the election of a new speaker. But because they knew that they had a hidden agenda, it was not so much about audit or no audit. It's not a rush. So before he gets into the country, then it's announced that the speaker is up. We have elected a new speaker. What kind of childish stuff that? People who say they are reputable people, people who claim to be educated, people who say that they are honorable. If you had a legitimate claim, go through the legitimate process, go through the procedure. Do not hasten anything. Do not rush anything. You stand outside. Anyway, it's not wrong. You can even stand over on any container or tower to read resolution. It doesn't say that it takes effect. So they read it outside. What did they do? And the speaker went to the office today. So that was the plan. The speaker, you have to keep your ears on the ground, Mr. Speaker. 2, you have to be very careful over there, which will use an insider. Anybody who wants to get rid of anybody or get at anybody, they always use an insider. That's the normal pattern. Since God created the world, it will be that way until the world comes to an end. I think it will even happen in the next war. That's why he said that the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can discern it thereof except the Lord? You don't know. So you have Thomas Fowler rolling here and there. He didn't know that Thomas Fowler was digging under him. He didn't know that he was standing on a sinking sand. Because they could not have used any other person who not close to him. And even those who close to him, they knew their position, so they could not. They saw vulnerability. They saw gullibility. And Thomas Fowler said, okay, we can pass through him. That's the speaker's stupor. The next time, if he survives this, he will keep his ear to the ground. And I hope that he survives it. And I want him to stay on, because we need that balance of power. That is a unique democratic tenet. Losing it, it will just be a one-party thing. And it will be free flow. Mr. President will just sit in his office and say, Mr. Speaker, we bringing in the 75 pieces of the yellow machine on Wednesday. The speaker said, yes, Mr. President. The next time, Mr. Speaker, we're bringing in the second batch of 75 pieces. Yes, Mr. President. Y'all go, the how the people want it to be. Y'all sit down there. CDC guys, I try to share my opinion with you guys. I beg you. You stop. You don't allow it to happen. And this will take me into Jefferson Koji position. Then I open the line and we talk another thing and then we zoom out. Listen. Jefferson Koji, who is the Secretary General of the CDC, needs to be given the situation. There are certain situations you just have to be philosophical because of the fragility of it. You don't have to be combative. You don't have to be authoritative. No, you can be dictatorial. The speaker finds himself in a delicate situation. He was losing ground. I do not know how it is presently now because I'm here, but I hope to get the info as they unfold because he went at the legislature today. So you want to appeal to your party representatives and not to give them ultimatum. When I saw and read his statement, he said, no, but this is not the way to go. He's making things hard for the speaker because those are men and women. They are not boys and girls that you collect if they did wrong or you suspect that they did wrong, you whip the butt. No. They are men and women. they can stand by the position and you expel them from the party, it will do absolutely nothing to them. It will not stop them from living. It will not stop them from being representatives. It will not stop them from getting money in their pocket. It will not stop them from doing anything. It will have absolutely no bearing on them. So you want to be persuasive in such a situation. Appeal to their consciences. Allow them to see reason why they should hold together as opposition, and particularly the opposition CDC. I think that what the Secretary General needed to do. But you can, well, we gave an ultimatum and we expel you. Who afraid of expulsion? No one afraid. Well, this is not the first time parties have expelled people in this country. And what happened? They went on to live a good life, to maintain their position. Nothing happened. It did not change nothing on them. You have to understand the situation you're in. Know when to be combative and know when to be persuasive. In this situation with the speaker, this situation with the speaker is a volatile situation, a fragile one. So I wouldn't want to, if I am a Secretary General of a party and say, we gave you this ultimatum, if you don't do this, and we're going to expel you, we call you to meeting. No. You can call all those people to meeting and none of them show up. What will you do? Nothing. Nothing. You will just get a hype from the media, that's all. He should not have done that. So, Mr. Koji, next time, you just try to be persuasive, yeah? All right. And I like the ambassador's statement, the U.S. ambassador. He was on one of the radio stations this morning, and he was questioned about the U.S. position on the melee that ensued at the legislature, particularly the House of Representatives. And hear what he said, that he is a diplomat. He cannot get involved. That means he cannot say anything definitively or say, oh, this one should not happen, this one should not, this the other party, this the other representative. No. So that's not his role. However, he called for reconciliation and dialogue. In his opinion, it's the best way to go. That was good. So that will be doing it for the first segment of the show. Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 21st day of October 2024. We are gradually getting into dry season. Mr. President wants to get his yellow machines in. I am not convinced what is unfolding with the speaker, around the speaker, about their quote-unquote audit or conflict of interest. The same people who claim conflict of interest were the same people who voted this man, who elected this man. So you see how the guys at the legislature, most of them, they just that kind of way. You see why you can rely on them. You knew all of these things. You elected the man. Because you can't tell me that now you got to know. You ain't go long yet that you were claiming 3 years, 4 years. You just elected a man yesterday. And before you vote for somebody, you should know the person's record. You should do a background investigation. You don't vote because of the person's name, or because the person sounds good, or because the person is well-dressed every day, or because the person got few dollars. You knew all of that. You're the same people who voted, who elected Fonati Kofa. Then you come back and say conflict of interest. Audit, no audit. So we want removing. At who? At who advantage you will be doing that? The executive. You'll be working for the executive. Oh, come on, man. Let's turn to you. Have your say on the show. Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5 for me, Sam Andrews, on this first day of the week, Monday, the 21st of October 2024. 0772 23 99 33. 0772 23 99 33. 0886 30 40 97. The female line 077 0777 9803 95. And then you are on. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, let's hear you.
In place to maintain the peace of this country. Because if only a unity party bill be there, tomorrow the CDC people will do something, people go to say we are not part of the government. There will be a lot of blame. But if they're all into the government, if there's something happens,
all right,
nobody can blame the government. So thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Abdul.
Good afternoon. How are you today? Your name and where you call from?
Well, I'm Liberia. I'm calling from Chicken Factory.
Let's hear you, sir.
Welcome back to the microphone.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, the issue of removing your senator, speaker, start or COFA is because the way they are doing it. But the fact is that why should they protest for to protest or speak up position? Speaker had a gavel in your hand, and then they are sacking people around here. Like he had the power to drag the old man, the president, to the Capitol building, breaking all the laws, and he had the power to drag you to the Capitol building to stand for 2 hours on his feet, and he took a gavel and put it in arm. EPA officer complaining up to the town. They went to the Capitol building. He not care. So what, for me, if they wanted to change it, they can change it. The only thing is because the procedure they are following, but you see money and things. Because he cares for the other people, care for their own job too.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Andrew. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you. And you?
Yeah, my name is Darlington Carrie Dennis. And I do join you from President Committee on the Bush Island District voting.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. Thank you also much for your platform. Mr. Hello to you and many listeners to our platform. But Mr. One, I want to appeal to ASG and our legislators for the mobile of the CDC angle. That is the main thing. This is the only chance we have. If any attempt for the go contrary for the official and ourselves, we'll lose it forever. And to our SG, I think the statement is welcoming at the same time is contaminated because this time of Abraham we need to treat our lawmakers because they have men and women at the husband. So as you already said, at this time we need to appeal to those guys and women for to do the needful things. But at the same time, we know that our CDC lawmakers is on the good path, and but this side need to be understood. These are all people just for the people. This is not time for the to go the battle.
Okay, Chief.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling to have a nice day. You're listening to Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5 Women St. Andrews on this 21st day of October 2024. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Chris Possible Bucking, and I join you from my workplace at the Freeport of Morovia.
Let's hear you.
People are saying, Andrew, let me tell you, thank you for the platform. If they want us to take the speaker from his position, they should do it honorable way. They should not do it crooked behavior, holding bravery, making it that you will force somebody to go against the will. It's not going to be like that. Let them go by the right procedure. If they will take in or you will move, but they will not be doing it in reality, owing money. The other person talking about, I listen to one recording, the other man asking, and so we can take it. What all I want for? We both of them to go and look at our interest, then they're playing for all of us. Thank you and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice Monday. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, this is Adam Andrews. I call you from the township of Louisiana.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, Andrews. I actually want to appreciate you, but I want you to get me on record. Those guys that we call our lawmakers, they are self-seeking lawmakers. They are not voting like US fight. The whole saga today that they want to unseat the speaker, Fanatic Kofa, because Fanatic Kofa said something. Because Fanatic Kofa said something when he elected him. He said, and I quote, anything that will move Liberia forward, he will now stand in front of it. Those guys feel because he's an opposition speaker, so he should stand in front of the
You went off. Thank you very much, Rufo Divine Brooks. Thank you ever so much. That's how it is. We broadcast together. Thank you so much. That has been done. My man Cruzo is with me. Thank you so much. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 98 03 75, and you are on the show Real Talk on Kens 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Okay, thank you ever so much for spicing up the first lap of the show. I want to take a break. Yeah, LIB. This country is very, very interesting. Very interesting. So we go with yes, we go with this one. The people lie to us. Let's go.
With your hands, with your come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They get lies, they get steal, they go lie to us. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you lie? They say this is so weak. We just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They get lies, they get steal, they go knock the government. No one to trust. My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have them broken. Telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for.
Too early for that.
Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor.
Never lie to the people when you know you don't have a plan.
The government should lie. Why? But at the question that we ask, they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray.
Never ever trust politicians. They lie. That's the only language they know, and the only language they speak well. Just like the only language Satan speaks well, lies. So the politicians, the only language they speak well, lies.
We tired with the promises that left us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you?
Hey, Chairman Rico of Iron Factory, the all-time chairman, the everlasting chairman. You are on the show. Thank you for coming on.
People lie to us.
Along with Rupert Divine Brooks and Jackson Pony.
They can lie, they can steal, they can lie.
Chairman Rico.
To trust. My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have been broken.
He's affectionately referred to as Kenny Boy.
Where are the rose? Where are the God that they said they were for? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But at the question that we ask, they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they can knock the corrupt and with the promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that was fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they can knock the corrupt. No one to trust. My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have been broken. Telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they were for? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying.
Certainly.
Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But at the question that we ask.
That's the last thing you ever want to do. As time goes by, you get to feel it at the ballot box.
The government betray us.
Deliver what you promised. Never lie to the electorate.
The people fool us so. The people lie to us.
That's the man, Takon J. They lie to us. Can't help always want to be on the show, and he will always be on Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5. Okay, let's transition. So my guide is trying to bring on something. Real dollars. People are denying that they did not receive money. One person said he gave money to the Justice Ministry. The Justice Ministry will have to confirm that. But we hope to talk, bring that on before. But let's move to another issue. Our president, I said this before. And in this country, when something hasn't happened, no one will try to be sensitive enough. But when something happens, then people tend to show that they are concerned, taking precautionary measures. This morning, while getting ready to come, I was listening to BBC. It came out last night and it was repeated this morning that doctors have informed Brazilian President Lula da Silva not to travel. And one reason they gave him, because of his age. He's 78. I thought to share this because our president has aged. And we are not wisdom-driven people, except for few. Very many of the people in this country, especially those in power, are not wisdom sensitive. Only when something happens, then they tend to portray or try to show that they're clever enough. From the onset, I said that Mr. President, itinerary needs to be trimmed. Mr. President should not be traveling here and there because he has aged. You can have all of the monies in the world. Money can refresh you. You can get yourself refreshed. But what money cannot do, it can stop you from aging. It can stop you from declining. It can stop anything depreciation on you. If that was the case, nobody, all of those people, millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, would not have died of illness or age. But it helps you to maintain a good health, provided you can listen to yourself, listen to doctors, and not listen to the politicians too much, especially when the politicians are all in their prime. So when I heard that, I said, but that's the same situation Mr. President is in here. Mr. President is in his 80s. He has aged. To the extent that, Mr. President, you're seeing the sign? Listen. Whenever Mr. President, the first time he traveled, they had the intercessory service in the church. Beyond that, the next intercessory service, where it was held, at Mr. President's house. You know why they carry it at the house? Because Mr. President can stand long. It is my understanding that doctors have advised that he shouldn't stand for long. He shouldn't sit for long, because doctors can give you eternal life. They will do what they can do medically, but they can go beyond their limitation. So they will advise expressly. Mr. President came from Rome on Saturday, where the intercessory service was held. You saw it? And during the intercessory service, what do you see of Mr. President? Mr. President will sit and read his paper faintly, hands trimly, or he will stand for less than 5 minutes and then he sits. what that tells you, that Mr. President is aged, and the people around Mr. President not feeling sorry for him. Why African people will always do the wrong by leading their president into something. So when I heard that, I thought that I could share this with the people here. And if Mr. President doesn't listen, well, that's it. But you know what they said? They did not tell Lula da Silva, Brazilian president, they did not say, if you continue, you'll fall down and die. They said, because you have age, your health has declined, don't travel here and there. Sit down in your country. Allow the other people who you have under you to do it. In Liberia, they said, no, Mr. President, you need to go to the place. If the president, if Joe Biden fall down, he dies, where does it? That his own people came. Honestly, this is a very good advice. Bouaga is older than Lula da Silva. According to BBC, Lula da Silva is 78, and President Bouaga is in his 80s. So the people say, no, you can sit in plane, you're in the air for 17 hours. Imagine football players, they suffer from jet lag. That means you're in the plane, the long ride, you stay in the air, sitting one place, you only walk around a very short area. So it will have a strain on your body. Not only will you suffer a certain fatigue, but it will start to strain your body. Listen to some of those players who are in the prime, in their 30s, their 33, 34. Listen to them having press conferences. They tell you, they say it. We have listened to them many times. We have watched them say that it has a serious bearing on their health, sitting in plane for 17 hours, 21 hours. And then when they get done, they have to go and do something else. Then imagine 78 years old man, 80 years old, 83. You continue to push Bouaga around, say lobbying here and there. When you fall down, just how they call the lady, Miata family. Yes. Is it Miata family, the one that led the inauguration? Yes, I think, yeah, that's Miata family. Miata family almost killed Mr. President. Then Mr. President had the audacity to say Miata family did a good job. After he nearly fell, had Mr. President fallen, then the different person there. That messy inauguration they had over there this month, planning, Mr. President had the audacity to say Miata family did a good job. It's all because he did not fall down and die. So when I heard that on BBC, I thought to share it. Mr. President, he's not in his prime, he's old. So those of you who are around and you think that you love him, you think that you're doing him good, no, you're pushing him. You're pushing him. And if you continue, well, that's it. I know the other member is only waiting to hear something. So the next thing now, and then we try to get out, is what BBC also brought us. This is good. I try to share this and help, especially for our culture. Recently, the former president of Liberia celebrated his birthday, and witches and compliments came from his friends, his party, and other people. The power that be, or people from the executive, or even the president himself, no. So our culture is this: once you are not on our side, you are enemy. That's how Liberia culture looks. Once you are not flowing with us, we don't see you as human being, but we see you as enemy. And it's bad. A culture simply means diverse or diversity of ideas, of people, different orientations, different behavioral traits, different, just everything different from ethnic perspective or from a cultural perspective. But the uniqueness is when we can blend our different traits. In a political culture, it does not matter whether we're on the same side or not. You saw what Donald Trump did? Kamala Harris, who is contesting against Donald Trump, is celebrating her 60th birthday. What did Donald Trump do? Donald Trump sent her birthday greetings. He sent his compliment to wish her a birthday, but the inner context. You know what that culture was portraying and continues to portray? That we aren't enemies. We are not hateful of each other. We are only exchanging ideas and discussing policy for the good of our country. For Liberia, yeah, forget it. That's why the country is not going anywhere, because of the hate, the grudge people harbor for people. A decent culture like America. Recently, President, we have celebrated his birthday. You have seen compliments or wishes coming from the current president, other people in the executive. But it's not necessary. So when something happened on the other side, when the other people happy, then they say, oh, they can say, yeah, we ain't like each other. Yeah. But the people who say we ain't like each other, they can do it. They can start it. So you see that? Okay, I just thought to share that. So let's go now. Phoneticova block. Phoneticova block say they have evidence. 15,000. They presented their evidence today to the country's anti-corruption commission. You want to have a look? Here is it on the screen. 15,000 United States dollars they claim to have received as evidence that bribe took place. Assume this is true. Let's assume this is true. Then the source of the money must be known. And all those who claim to have received or confirmed receiving money will have to come forth to state the money, from whom they receive it, and then the giver of the money will also have to explain from where he or she got the money. If this is true, the money is substantial. We're talking about 1.8 million or more than 1.8 million. A country and government that says it do not have money. Yet, every day you hear of substantial amount of money coming and giving for something that is not beneficial to the country, but rather profitable for individuals, like the love of money will do. So they presented their evidence today. They claim that they receive. So they want the LHCC to investigate, and the LHCC will have to take on this. Even though the LHCC is a toothless bulldog, the LHCC is not the kind of institution the country wants it to be. The LHCC has always been politicized, but it has to do its work. Why did I say the LHCC is a toothless bulldog? Because the LHCC, look at the Assets Declaration. What did you see? The LHCC allowed itself, or the LHCC is being bullied. It's being used. People gave them flying papers. And they excited, they filed them, saying they verify. Then the person go, or the people go and start to use 96,000 United States dollars after presenting. You know why they do that? Because LHCC is not going by the real verification like we see in other countries. LHCC verification here is to look at people and put it in a carving. Other countries' verification is a practical assessment of those things that you present by document. So if you presented in your papers 3 houses, 2 cars, the verification will be to see those things, to take record of them. So beyond that, if in no time you got 96,000 dollars car, they will know. That's how they detect corruption in other countries. In no time. But LHCC only filing, they ain't even know. So I, Sam Andrews, can go to LHCC and pull 3 houses, 16 cars, all kinds of stuff, 40 million in bank. LHCC will only stamp my paper and put it in their carving. So I go about exploiting the ministry I find myself in, manipulating, getting things onto myself. LHCC can't do anything because I already bullied them. That's how it looks. That's why I said LHCC is a toothless bulldog. So what is unfolding? I am getting information that Lofa County, one of the big persons is in a terrible situation if he or she has not left the earth. That's the information coming in. But we will get it before the day ends. I believe the person who is sending out this information, because that person is within the corridor. Then there is this small monkeypox that the government talk about. Somebody has contracted it. Okay. You don't overlook that monkeypox stuff. Oh, that's how we overlook Ebola. God, it had a toll on us. We overlook COVID-19. It took a toll on the whole world. Let us not overlook these things as they come up. Yeah. Thank God that the Ministry of Health is on top of its game. So that's the money that you're seeing here on the screen. 15,000 United States dollars. 15,000. The guys claim to have received as evidence that their colleagues bribed them. So they've presented it to the LHCC to begin investigation, and the LHCC will have to open investigation on it. The LHCC will not leave it, will not sleep on dates. If the LHCC sleeps on it, then it is clear that what they are doing with other institutions and individuals is selective. The LHCC will have to open investigation on this. These guys who claim they were bribed, they will have to go forth to give LHCC an understanding. We have to know where the money coming from. If the legislative branch source that money, we want to know. If the executive branch source that money, we want to know. If that money was sourced by the judiciary, we also want to know. that will not be swept under the carpet, too substantial an amount, 15,000 United States dollars. They said the initial amount was 25,000. Multiply 25,000 by 48 persons and see how much money is that. So let's go home now. Let's close as we started. Listen, no legislator, senator, representative should ever tell you that he or she is broke. But before then, let me talk about the women. There are few women in this thing. I think 2 withdrew. Listening to Representative Goshen, calling Goshen, listen to what the man said. The man said when he was signing for the money, his hand was trembling. Oh, God. So in essence, he was saying that he hasn't seen 15,000 United States dollars before. The man said when he was signing for the money, his hand was trembling. Not that he was afraid, not that he wasn't conscious of what was happening, but that the money, in my opinion, the first time seeing raw cash, raw money, cash, not paper that you carry a pen and be giving you a small, 15,000 bundle. He said when he was signing for the money, his hand was trembling. When you're giving somebody something, when the person hasn't experienced that before, that person will be confused. The person will be trembling. Yeah, you put 1,000 on the table and say sign for that money. The person has not seen 1,000 before. Laying bare eyes on 1,000 United States dollars, that person will be confused. The person will not even write his or her name good. So the man said, when he was signing for the 15,000 United States dollars, his hand was trembling. That means he hasn't in his life. It was the first time seeing 15,000 United States dollars. No wonder majority of those guys at the legislature are there for money. No wonder the legislature can come out with nothing good. So there are few women legislators who got involved. They allowed themselves to be used. Listen, I would think that you people weren't cautious enough. I will also think that you people were heavily influenced. It can happen. Some people's spirits strong. When they're sitting with you talking, not that you want to give in, you want to resist, but it is hard. Some people get strong spirit. It can happen. It's normal. Also, when you know the issue, you know what is unfolding, especially it's surrounded in confusion, misunderstanding, you have a second thought. Least to say, it's about overthrow. Those women legislators who got involved, the only thing I can say to you people, next time, let it be a lesson for you people. You're in that legislature. If you think that you can use that as an opportunity to get more money or to get money, you're damaging your reputation. You're damaging yourself. You will never have the guts to stand anywhere and say anything about morality to any one of your group of women. They will not respect you. They will see you as the same way they see the men. They voted you people, they elected you people to go into that house to develop legislations, to put up bills, to improve the district. But look what you're doing, fighting for 15,000. What kind of character you people will present now? You women. It's good that some of you, you're rescinded, but you people are still guilty, allegedly, because you're confirmed receiving 15,000. That is the reason why LACC will have to open investigation at all costs, because more than one person, more than 2, 3 confirmed receiving money. So they said when 2 or 3 or more persons confirm something, then there is a probable cause for investigation. Thank God my new boss man, a lawyer. He be the lawyer, so it's easy. I don't have to go call lawyer or be looking for lawyer to explain. More than 3 persons, even 5, they confirm receiving money. So there is substance in that allegation. So it's worth investigating. Simple as that. So you women, if that statement that we have in Liberia fool you, then you damage your character. The statement I say what men can do, women can do. So men can steal. So you're stole to. Because that thing that's stealing. You took money. The people tell you if for the purpose is to remove the man. And you don't have a cause. You have never developed any cause. You have never raised any crime with the man. You have been comfortable with the man's reign. You have never one day argued on the floor that this thing that you're doing, Mr. Speaker, we are not satisfied with you. Personally, as a female legislator, I am uncomfortable. And if this continue, I will lead a revolt against you. You have never said that on the floor, no day. So if somebody came and said we want to move the speaker, here is 15,000 out of 25. One, will it not click to your mind that I am a lady, I have to be careful with my character, let me do my own due diligence, let me validate this thing? But you give in because you want money. You damage your character. All of you female legislators that took that money, you damage your character. You can stand anywhere. You can stand before any women group and talk about morality and try to put them on a red track. They will not listen to you. They will only see you people as empty drum. So that will be doing it for that, yeah? Then the guys, all of these guys, look at the love of money. The legislature, what have they done? Since they took office on, is it January 16, January 20? Yeah, please help me, I've forgotten. Because this country stuff, it's just that kind of way, get everybody to remember to say, because everything just going here wild. All of those guys in that place call for the love of money. Since they got there, I think it's 10 months or more. Yeah, 10 months because today we're in October, the 10th month. January, they were inducted. Not a single legislator can point to anything, any bill, any reform, anything on the floor in his or her district. The people, they use 10 months to just fight over money. All of those who fighting over money, 15,000. Yeah, what have they done? Ask whether they have done anything, they have proffered any bill, they have made any change in their district. Whether they have had periodic meetings with their people. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The people use 10 months to fight over money. 10 months to increase their salary. 10 months to justify why they should have this. 10 months to justify why they should have the best of all cards in Liberia. The people use 10 months on materials, fighting in that place just for material, money. So these people who are representing you, they are under obligation to report to you, and you are also under obligation to call them to order. Have you thought about that? Do you know that you can summon your legislator to give you an understanding of not only his role in the House, the legislature, but what is going on in the district? Some of you, nothing going on in your district. Nothing. Nothing. District 11, I know a couple of them. District 11, Rachel Kuhn District, nothing happening there. District 13, CDC representative, Edward Papi Flomo, nothing happening there. Even though he's on the speaker's side, but we're talking the whole country here, everything the country. And there are a couple of individuals, look at the women, some of the women, nothing, since they got elected, they just in our legislature, they rap big car, they go to the place, from there they go home, they excited people calling them honorable. So you see now, when people were telling you, be careful, don't vote on sentiment. Read between the lines. You say, oh, don't mind the people there. And you see, 10 months, the people use 10 months to fight over money, fight for car. So when they tell you, any legislator, senator, representative say they ain't get money, never ever believe them. When you're broke, you go to them. You go to their houses. They get money. When you see them on the street, you ask them. The people have 25,000 United States dollars. They receive the first 15. Those people. That's why I call them for the love of money. It's not for the love of the country. The people don't have the country at heart. See legislators in other countries. See what they're doing for the people. See, look at those guys and women. See how they're changing the living condition of their people. Just take a trip out of Liberia and see. You will know that these guys and women here are jokers. The people want to go down there for fame and accolades or the honorific, honorable. Some of them ain't even know why they are in that legislature. So every little dollar that come out their skin trembling, the trembling to receive. Jaha Goshen said when he was signing for the money, his hand was trembling. What have they started to do? 10 months, you should have something on the floor. You should initiate something in your district. You should be reporting to your people. 10 months, you're sitting there, we're going. They are about to finish, to end right up. In no time, 2025 will be coming to an end. Before we can make up our mind that election time, next start preparing for elections. And then the only thing you have is you will be blaming people. Oh, and we pull them in there, and I do nothing. This is the time to checkmate them. You can call them. Some of you, you're in your respective districts. Nothing happening. You ain't seeing nothing practical. And they are under obligation. It is not a choice. It is not a privilege. It is not an opportunity. It is an obligation that they develop the district. That is why you stood in the line for hours on a rain, sun, to vote for these people or to vote them. Now that social contract, you complete your part. They are under obligation to complete their part of the bargain. But what do you see? Nothing. And you're sitting there. You have no time. The people are using They're using Look, District 11, banners, all that place, our area, nothing. How they call the other President, most of the people will go there, we ask the people indirectly. We act like we're living in those communities, those districts, and asking some things. Why they want to happen, they want to be happy. Say, oh, Senator got elected, the man can hardly come here. We ain't even see nothing happening. We just hear. You hear the other person, we made mistake, yeah. We just run with the voting business. The same thing we're complaining against the other people. Say them move from there. Yeah, that is the same thing. We made mistake. Those are the things that we hear. Nothing happening. If I open the line and ask you to give me an understanding of your district, what your representative has done, 5 persons can say anything because nothing happening developmentally in the respective districts. Nothing happening. Not that it can happen, but the people using the time to enrich themselves against you. That legislature is the bedrock of Liberia's development. It's the foundation. That legislature, the Constitution said 3 separate but coordinate branches of government. What that means is that we are distinct by function, but we coordinate. So the people elect those referred to as senators and representatives, and the Constitution says first branch of government. They are the ones who get things off the ground. They are the ones who will make sure that the executive, the implementing arm, does this, does that, does this. You think the Constitution said first branch of government because they want to popularize them? Or to worship them? Or to give them first prominence? No. So what you see, nothing happening. And you're sitting there, they ain't preferring any bill. No legislation. They get in that place there, the only thing you hear, noise from the beginning to the end. Who did that noise? I know right now, I guess that the atmosphere is different at the legislature, at the love of money. 5 representatives, not even 5, but 3 can call a challenge any 3 to say, this is what I've done in my district. This is what I've initiated. This is the bill I have proffered. This is what is ongoing. They can tell you. They can say, because nothing happening in most of those districts. The districts are sleeping. The districts are retrogressing every day. Why the pockets of the lawmakers getting fat? And you sitting there. You got no time to checkmate them, but you're grumbling within yourself. Nothing extra they're doing over there. Nothing. Nothing extra. 10 months. We've gone 10 months. What have you seen? What difference can you see in your district? What has your lawmaker done? What has he or she initiated to change your condition or start to change your condition that you will say, yes, I am reaping the dividend of my vote? None of you can call and say that you have started to see and reap the dividend of your vote. The only thing that you are reaping is injustice against you. And the injustice is your representative sit in that place, complain whole day, get money, put it in his pocket, he gone. Nothing. Nothing. 10 months. Y'all look at it, people. What kind of country is this? Legislators will fight for money, who they will scramble over money, will justify everything the legislature, the senators and representatives will justify. Everything should be unto themselves. They are the only ones to look good. They are the only ones to ride the best of model of cars. They are the only ones to live in luxurious houses. They are the only ones to have everything. They are the only one that should be exalted. They are the only one that should be worshipped. What kind of country is this? And you're sitting there. You can't say anything. You say you're waiting for 2029. Listen, you will be a fool to wait for 2029. If you say you're waiting for 2029 like Kafka, you will be a fool. Do you know whether you will reach 2029? If ever was a time to start checkmating these people, now is the time. The people provoking you. They are provoking you and you're sitting down and you think there's nothing wrong with it. There's something wrong with it. It means you are not normal. This thing can happen in other countries, as we see. And so I'm not saying you should engage into any uprising. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying simply that you have every right to summon your lawmaker. When nothing is happening in the district, with 10 months gone, 12 months about to end, too long a time that a representative or your lawmaker will not initiate something. By now, you should be saying something. You should be talking about something. But 10 months, the people use 10 months to just fight over money in the legislature. 10 months. Call and tell me what your representative has initiated. Call and tell me what your representative has initiated. Let's do it in the next few minutes, and then we're out. We have to make way for the next program. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 07 0777 98 03 75. That's the female line. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Dominic Neiman. I'm calling from Bypass.
Dominic Neiman, you calling from Bypass?
Yep.
So who is your representative? You will have to say it.
My representative is Prince to the post.
What has he initiated? What has he?
It's not, my call is not restricting to him, but
No. You can determine the discussion. What I've said as the piece is what you go back. You go by, right? Thank you. Hello. No, you want to move away from your radio. I beg you. Can you do that?
Hello.
Yeah, your name.
I'm Peter Bender J. I'm calling from Canada, District number 1.
Did you say Peter?
Yeah.
District 1.
District 1.
Who is your lawmaker?
Yachidai.
What has your lawmaker done? Has your lawmaker initiated anything development? Any development there? Tell me.
Absolutely no. You haven't done anything in this district,
Wait. Let's take our time so that the people understand us good. How long you been in the district? Lower your radio, move away, cut the radio off. I'm understanding you.
Yeah.
How long you been in the district?
I've been in the district for over 3 years now. 3 years.
3 years. So tell me, what has the person done?
You haven't done anything in the district. Since you began representative, we haven't seen any development on the district. We haven't seen any stuff like started in the district.
My man, talk shooting. Don't put politics in the thing yet. And development we're talking. Be honest.
That's something we are seeing in the district. And I told me, during the time when campaign around the some communities in the district are going to do so many things. But what is all of those things?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a nice day. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 9803 05 to have your say on the show. Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 21st day of October 2024. Hello? Hello, you are on the air.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call from?
This is Alfonso Bologna from Red Light.
Alfonso,
District 3.
Yeah, District 3. What is the name of your lawmaker?
Honorable Subo Monuba.
What has he done? Has he carried out any development, anything practical there that you can point to or you can speak of?
Yeah, Subo Monuba, from the time he was elected, there's a place called Supermarket, right after Red Light Market. He was able to face the place like a little Chinese city. At least every Sunday, some folks go there and do photo shoots. And right after or before that place again, there's a place normally like for
you say he turned
cement depot.
You say he turned the place into a Chinese city.
Yeah.
So for photo shooting.
Yeah.
So you consider that development, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Where we have the administrative building.
Yeah.
In District 3.
Mm-hmm.
He is also constructing a meeting area where the young folks will be able to like do car washing right around the creek there. He also constructing another structure on the administrative compound.
Okay. So let's agree that he's doing something.
Come again?
I say let's agree that he's doing something than nothing. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. Yeah, thank you. At least he's doing something than nothing. 0772 23 99 33 and 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 9803 75. And say, what has your lawmaker initiated from January till now? Can you point to anything? Can you speak of anything that he or she has done? I know one district, 13, there are a couple of them. We were sorting them out last night, but District 13 is bad off. And that CDC representative, but it's not about party. It's about the people, what they entrusted to you. So nothing, absolutely nothing. D11, nothing. D16, other people there. And then what the other place? What they say? DJ Blue District, eh? Yeah, I think they say they tried to do something there. Let's get this one. This female line went off. 0777 98 03 75. The female line to have your say. Let's do that in the next few minutes, so we get out to make way for the next program. 0777 98 03 75. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, what is your name?
I'm Beatrice Brian, calling from District 5.
District 5. What is your name? What is the name of your lawmaker?
Priscilla Cooper.
What has she done? You can speak to.
She has not done absolutely nothing in this community. The only other folk Chinese head and on the head and be passing around and speeding 15,000 around here.
So how long you been in that district?
For almost 10 years.
When last she was in a district to see you?
I can't even remember.
So nothing at all, you mean the woman ain't do nothing, she ain't put nothing in the ground here,
Nothing.
No touch you, I hold you lying on a woman. Oh.
Lying for what one
that you think talking so?
Her. I voted for her, that's why I'm saying it.
Amen. So what? Yeah. So what are you doing now? What are you doing? You're because she on an obligation. She on an obligation to do something, and you ain't seeing nothing happening. 10 months going on. So what are you doing now?
You're waiting to kick her off.
Oh, so you're waiting for 2029?
Yeah, we'll keep her off. So let her eat and keep some. But if she eat and keep some, she will keep out.
But before 2029, more guy read buy away there, you'll be there completely.
What kind of money they can't stay in the hell.
Okay. Thank you for calling here. Okay. Have a nice day. Hello? 0777 980375, the female line 0886 30 44 97 0772 23 99 33. Hello? But you keep on, when I okay you and you off. No, don't send message. Just call. I beg you. Yeah, don't send message on the female line. Just call direct. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm Levi saying I'm calling from Chicken Valley, District 12.
District 12?
Yeah.
What is the name of your lawmaker?
Jerry Yokbo.
Jerry Yokbo.
Yeah.
He has done too many things in that district, oh?
One of the sleeping districts in Liberia.
So, my man, I said the man did many things in the district, developmentally. Then he said a sleeping district.
But what I'm saying is, Mr. Andrew, I said a sleeping district.
So,
can you imagine with all the flaws that took place here for the Lord, even visit his people that stood in the land for him. We never saw him here. To even identify with the people by his own gesture, nothing like that. So it's a district, a sleeping district. The only thing there, January and the February, brought right there on the road. All that right there are gone. You can't even ride back from the main road to go to the call.
So, my man, so no structure down there? He hasn't done anything at all?
For where I am speaking from, in my community, I have not seen anything where hosting the me or Chicken Factory community head office. That's what I'm speaking from around the area there. So I'm not seeing anything. What he's doing in the community, I don't know.
So what you people are thinking about now?
Well, our community is looking for voting people who are strangers. So maybe they are waiting again for next 2029 to bring another stranger in.
Oh, my man. So that while you will be on in a country, somebody come there, you ain't know that you have the right to summon that man? Your lawmaker?
Yeah, everybody don't get the same mind because people that live within the district, we can leave them out and go for people that are out of the district. We've been doing the same. They got left the district, man. Right, calling the CDC lawmaker way back 2005.
Okay, Chief. Thank you ever so much for sharing your experience with Kings FM. Thank you ever so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello? Hello? 077-980375, the female line. Hello?
Hello, Sam.
Yes?
Sam, Kings FM?
Yeah, this is Kings FM 88.5.
Yes, Sam, welcome to Kings FM.
Thank you.
Yes, Sam, my name is Lucy Williams. I'm calling from the THC community.
That what district there?
The District 7 in my head.
That may been doing something, because prior to his election, he did something good for you.
Yeah, the prior to the election, but not now, because even when we call him for meetings,
in our communities in come to our cause, and we never elected it to only be opening football league, doing all kinds of things, but we elected it to come to the communities to see how best we can move forward.
So you ever call him? Huh? You listen? You ever call him? Oh, she went off. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Todd Stephen, so I'm calling from Johnsonville, Bass Street.
Stephen, you're from Johnsonville?
Yeah.
What district is that?
District 2.
What is the name of your representative?
Sekou Kame.
What has he done?
Since he has been elected, nothing he has done for the district to come to the district place. Even say thank you. Since that time, we have never seen him.
Mama, you sure?
I'm sure what I'm saying.
Mama, you lying on the lawmaker?
I'm sure what I'm saying.
But I saw some pictures of things he initiated on Facebook.
It's just a favorite rhetoric, but since he has been elected, nothing he has done for us. Nothing to come to the people and say, "Oh my boy, thank you." Nothing at the camp. We have never seen since we elected him.
Okay, Chief. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
My man, this line is not for you. That women line here, that women line. You can call on it. Anyway.
Yeah, but I already got it now.
yeah. Okay, just go quick because another person is on.
They call me Lincoln Smith according for District 10. You get called about District.
What has he done?
He do well because through his speaking.
Hey, my man, speaking not development. Speaking not development. Oh. What has the man done that you can point to? The difference.
The man got open community point, see about a commentary, see about a lot of things, even our rule to 540 area where they speak about it.
My man, see you, man. I'm talking about things that you can show, then you can't say the man speaking. They're speaking not development. You know, that's why the people can use your you know the difference between structure and talk. Hello? No, you want to lower your radio.
Hello?
Yeah, move away from your radio, Mama. I beg you.
My name is Orita from there, calling from District 1.
District 1?
Yes.
Who y'all lawmaker?
Ricky Barry.
So what did the person your lawmaker not do for you?
Since who voted our woman who have not any lay on her, so even can say thank you, will not lay on her. So she will not lie and roll in the house.
So from January to December, and not December but October, she ain't go to you yet?
She don't even come to her instead to say thank you. I only ring and song for her work. One of me, your paper, my get my paper in my hair. Only ring and song for her. But from election up to this, they are not there on her.
I hope you lying on the woman.
Show you. I'm lying. I will lie on her.
So nothing there at all. You can point to nothing.
Nothing she has done for us. Even say thank you. Y'all want to fire and buy a drink for water. Nothing.
Amen.
Yeah.
So what do you do now? You'll just be talking until 2029?
Nothing else because everybody wants to not be together. So 2029 will vote against her. One of me by sending back for it.
But when she brings more money, you'll turn around again.
When she bring out all that eat it, I will vote against her.
Okay. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Okay. So it just to give you a little understanding. You see, most of the people said they can say nothing. They can reference nothing that their lawmaker has done. 10 years. Not come on, man. 10 months. 10 months. And we had this flood. The first time in Liberia that the tempo of the flood increased or the rain. No lawmaker was concerned. People belongings were floating. Babies were, mothers were fighting to get babies out of the water. Water flooded people's houses, the various districts. And lawmakers were moving in their tinted windshields, had no time whatsoever. Had no time to help. They were on Capitol Hill, scrambling for money. Wicked people. That's wickedness. They're not representing you. They're representing themselves. They're filling their pockets and their bags. While you look at them and fall prey to them and exalt them and worship them, that's how they see you. But you have the power and you're not using the power. You have the power to some of them. Until you people can rise up, until you people can know, these legislators will continue to use you as stooges. They will use you any way they want to. In 6 years' time, the rich, they get out. Those who were there and they got enough money. Why do you see they're not regretting anything? They're moving around, living their lives cool. If you come to your senses now, to put those people feet to the fire, to hold them accountable, and you say you're waiting for 2029, you will continue to complain and complain and complain, and you might likely develop psychological problem, and who knows? You might get pressure, and then you go yell somewhere, somehow, one day you finish. You're waiting for 2029, it's an illusion. Now is the time to make sure that they do what is right, what you deserve. 10 months, nothing. The year is about to end. Only fighting for money in that place. Okay, that's it. So that's what we had on our plate today. Thank you ever so much for being with us. That's all the time we've got for the show Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. We could not get the,
When somebody tells you all FM stations are the same, they haven't been listening. 88.5 FM is totally different. That's why true music lovers make a big switch. And because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only